Why do people list pronouns as he, him instead of just putting he? I understand various reasons why people put pronouns in email signatures, online account profiles, etc. But I don't understand why people put different variations and tenses. I don't think someone would do, for example, he, her, being male in one grammatical context and female in another. So why bother writing out she, her, hers when the first is sufficient to figure out the other two? You make it exceptionally obvious that you are referring to your pronouns when you write he, him, his, or he, him rather than just ending a post with he. BC he looks like you're laughing. It's branding. Kind of similar to why we format telephone number as 555,555 5,555 and not just 555555555. You can glance at it and know exactly what's going on as opposed to it just being a random, confusing lump of information. Just the word he by itself looks like a typo or a mistake. He, him is a construction that we have collectively decided indicates these are my pronouns, without needing to actually write out the whole sentence. The word he by itself could look like a typo or mistake. He, him makes it seem more intentional. In languages that don't have pronouns for other tenses, like in Spanish, where it's just el for he, people will just put el because there's no second pronoun to put. Some people use multiple pronouns, e.g., he, they, he, she, and using the full term lets the person know what you use without confusion. Putting he, him makes it clear that you are talking about your pronouns. And also, if you would prefer something other than him or her, you need to list both so people know what word to use. It just makes sense without context to write he, him rather than he. It looks strange on its own. Personally, I don't get adding his at the end. I think he, him does the job just fine. Firstly, it's a clear way of indicating that those are that person's pronouns. He by itself looks like a mistake or out of place. Secondly, some people find two different sets of pronouns acceptable, and this is a way of indicating that. For example, I have a non-binary friend who would prefer they them pronouns, but is also okay with people using she, her, so they put up she, them as their pronouns. If your bio just says he, that's 50-50 whether pronoun or meme the he cat. If your bio says he, him, 100 pronoun. You'd be surprised. I see a lot of Instagram accounts that just have her or him or they only next to their name in their bio. I weirdly think it looks swag like that. He, him is formatted to look like something. Well, if you put he, we know you're Michael Jackson. Would be funny if someone decided on she, him. She wants his ice cream right this instant. Oh, it would be chaos. Wonderful chaos. It's a combination of things. First is if neopronouns are being used, it helps to know what forms they are using. I've seen Z and those can be followed by either ZR and XER or ZIM and XIM. So it allows for clarification. Other people are gender fluid or some other similar thing and so will use a mix of pronouns. So rather than she, her, it may be she, them because they go by both female and non-binary pronouns. I've seen some people who like to be called he, them, etc., so I think he, him gives the most clarity. What I don't understand is why everyone is worrying about second-person pronouns. You only use second-person pronouns when you're talking to a person about someone else. It's more common for people who don't use he or she, because people might be confused about how exactly to use, for example, singular they. Some people also use multiple pronouns. So you might see something like he, they. Mostly it just looks more complete though, I guess. I don't think someone would do, for example, he, her. Actually, yes. Someone would do that as a way to denote that one may use he, him, or she, her. Some people have more than one pronoun like he, they. Back when neopronouns were more popular, there was a real necessity to say what all the variants were, i.e. z, zim. That created the pattern that folks followed with traditional pronouns as well. Why do people list pronouns at all? Some people are he, them too. Because 1. It makes it obvious you're referring to pronouns, as others have stated. But also, not everyone goes one set of pronouns. He, she isn't common, as most will just designate that as any. But some use he, they, she, they, etc. Why do the pronoun thing at all? Ask him. Some people have more than one pronoun, he, they, she, he, they, etc. Listing 2 or 3 normalizes the practice of accepting people using more than one pronoun. Some people also use he, they, which may mean that they're cool with prefer both he, him and they, them pronouns. Maybe so it's not he, she. I honestly don't know if some like that. Maybe they are Michael Jackson fans. He. Mine are he, not him, because I will never be him. I go by she, they. It would leave off important info if I left off one, and even if I went by she, her. Adding the her is important so people don't have to assume and make an ass out of you and me. I don't know if this is the official answer, but I've always used it as a gauge. Like, if the OER's 06 is she, her, then she always wants female pronouns. And they, theirs always wants gender neutral. But she, theirs, to me, means she doesn't mind feminine pronouns but also likes gender neutral ones. Because some people are he, they, or she, they, and probably others. Because the sentence fuck he, he's an idiot, doesn't make sense. Because I am him. Just to be clear up, that's not what tense means. Here in the South the only proper pronoun is y'all, i.e. y'all come back now. The exception is the local Waffle House. The waitress is allowed to call everyone honey. As in honey, do you want cream with that coffee? I identify as Michael Jackson and my pronouns are he, he. Someone I know is NB, but they're okay with female pronouns in their professional life. So they use she, they. It's clearer. Just putting he, it wouldn't be immediately obvious what it was. Maybe that's an acronym for something or some sort of title in another language or a typo or something. He, him is more obviously intentional and makes it clear these are pronouns. The structure also arose from neopronouns, where an average English speaker doesn't immediately know what they all are. A pronoun set like eym, ir is pretty guessable. But for z, zem, zir or z, here, here's you need them supplied. Why did I recently post almost the same question here and get a bunch of flack and no upvotes? A number of possible reasons. For example, some people are comfortable with more than one set of pronouns. For example, George Clooney is a he, him, Kim Petras is a she, her, and Sam Smith is a they, them. Each of these people has one set of pronouns. But wait, Elliot Page is a he, they. This is a short way of say that it's proper to call Elliot he and him or they and them. How about we just take this to its logical conclusion, ye for one human, EY for a group? Fair, simple, and avoids the unnecessary distinctions on which we've gotten so hung up. There's no reason in madness. I've been hesitant to add pronouns to my email account. It's not necessary for me, and I'm not extremely close with someone where doing that might give me point for supporting their cause. Yet the pronouns could have helped me recently. I was doing business to someone named Sam and I was going to miss a deadline. So I drove to the office to hand deliver some documents. Turns out Sam is a woman. And I was a bit tongue-tied at first when she sent a follow-up email. There were pronouns. It's the new in thing.